On the 28th of May, Professor Chenoy, 1999, the Supreme Court of Pakistan, and Mr. Hilali will totally agree with me on this one tonight. The Supreme Court of Pakistan delivered a stinging broadside of Islamabad's oppressive, undemocratic and colonial subjugation of the northern areas of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, pronouncing it was not understandable on what basis the people of northern areas can be denied the fundamental rights guaranteed under the Constitution. My question to you, Professor Chenoy, is, did you talk about that when you went to FICE seminar?
Not only did I talk about that, and this is, by the way, in the university, in the Azad Jammu Kashmir University in Muzaffarabad. But I also said that the freedoms in India were substantially more than the freedoms in Pakistan. So that we people did. But talk is not enough. There has to be constant dialogue. And what worries me is that this continued problem, and now bring in the ISI and all that, will stop the dialogue, including in Neemrana and Pugwash.
What will dialogue do if the basic intentions are anti-India, but the basic intentions are to finish this country? The intentions are wrong. Professor Saab, the intentions are not right. Right from day one, they have been attacking your country, they have been questioning your integrity, they have been questioning your presence there. And you have been, you being a good person, you being a good human being, you go to that country and talk their language.
Well, Vijay Sazawal, please come in. Yes, sir.
My point is, I do understand what a good professor is saying. He obviously made his point of view. But the key thing is, at the end of each conference, there is a resolution passed by the Kashmir American Council or its surrogates in Pakistan or worldwide. And that resolution is always blatantly anti-India, anti-Kashmir, I would also argue, and pro-Pakistan. And I have never seen anybody, speaker, recording on that resolution that they disagree with the final wording of that text. So what happens is that Mr. Fight used to take that text and go to the different congressmen and the administration and would tell them, I had all these people at my conference. These are very respectable people from Pakistan, very respectable people from India, and they all agree to this resolution. The resolution always was consistently anti-Indian. I would say again, it was also anti-Kashmiri because it did not talk about the Kashmiri plurality. And it was always about pro-Pakistan.
I invite Sajjad Lone once again tonight to take a position on this. Sajjad, don't avoid the question. Question is this: haven't people like FI, funded by the ISI, made Kashmir, which you're so passionate about, into a cottage industry? A complete cottage industry. What else is it? He needs to go and justify the source of his funds. So he goes to his ISI masters and says, see, I got all these Indians here. They said all these things. We came out with a resolution which was strongly anti-India. Can I have my next installment of US dollars, please? I mean, that's as simple as that. Now, Sajjad, what's the difficulty in taking a position on that?
You know, my only problem is, Arnab, that you live in a world of black and white. That it's either black or it's white. But basically, world is full of the gray areas. All I'm trying to tell you is that I really am not interested whether he took money, he did not take money, whether he used it for a particular cause or whether he used it for his personal needs. It hardly matters to me. But what's very important, I think we should focus on that, is that it's a defining moment, even for Kashmiris, to understand the need that the two countries, let me speak, that the two countries, whether it's India or Pakistan, in their own boxing, shadow boxing, do not crowd out the Kashmiri opinion. What has happened is that NRKs, non-resident Kashmiris,
one second. You say, Sajjad, you say we don't understand Kashmir. Sajjad, every time we discuss Kashmir, you say you have an Indian perspective, I have a Kashmiri perspective, there's a Pakistani perspective, you don't understand Kashmir. Let me ask you, you think the ISI understands Kashmir better? You think the ISI has the interests of Kashmir better?
Look, I'll tell you one thing.
ISI funds a seminar. You'd say the ISI has the interest of Kashmir at heart.
Arnab, listen to me. I have no love lost for ISI, but they are the covert wing of a country called Pakistan and are entitled to their Pakistani viewpoint, with which I do not agree at all. But you cannot deny them the right to have a point of view. And that is different from, at least personally, my point of view.
But
that's what I'm telling you.
You're not surprised that they're trying to turn themselves into some kind of a think tank? You're not surprised at that?
I'm not surprised at all.
Ajit Doval is responding tonight.
I don't know why you are surprised.
Ajit is responding tonight. Ajit Doval, go ahead.
Yes, you know, the point is this, that a voice was projected in America and in the West as the voice of the people of Kashmir, which genuinely was not their voice, but was the voice of ISI spoken through Ghulam Nabi 5. That is the charge. What he said, what anybody can say, anti-India, pro-India is not the point. The point is this, that it was being masqueraded as the voice of the people of the valley in Kashmir, whereas actually it was the ISI brief that he was reading and projecting.
Mr. Dobriyal, I have a question for you. You were
Arnab,
part of this government.
Let Sajjad respond. Yes, Sajjad respond. Yeah.
Arnab, what Mr. Dole is saying is partly correct. Let me repeat the full story. What has happened is, India and Pakistan are states. They have money, they have resources, they have accessibility. What they're doing, they're using all these resources to put up a point of view, which is basically Indian or Pakistani, and pass it off as a Kashmiri viewpoint. It's a shadow boxing between two countries, which crowds out, overshadows the real voice of Kashmiris. That is the whole point what I see in it, and it's for the Kashmiri people to understand that how important it is that Kashmiris have
I'm very sorry, my dear friend Sajjad, my elder
Kashmiri
brother,
voice
you
everywhere.
haven't able to understand Kashmir living in New Delhi. It is quite sad. You should understand and you should condemn openly Ghulam Nabi 5. Why shy away? Why shy away? It was ISI. It was not Kashmiri separatists. It was not somebody in Kashmir. It was the ISI.
I think there is.
I have a question for Mr. Dobriyal.
One second, before you go on to question to Mr. Doval, I have a question for Saifuddin Soz, who's been listening on quietly. Mr. Soz, what is the lesson of this? What are the lessons of this? I mean, everybody has the right to free speech. Everybody has. But is it not worrying that your own citizens, our own citizens, Indians carrying Indian passports, travel on ISI money, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, hundreds of Indians travel to luxury hotels on business class tickets, on ISI money to appear in seminars where there's an anti-India referendum at the end. My question is to Saifuddin Soz. Is this acceptable, Mr. Soz?
Arnab, I'll tell you something.
Is this acceptable, Mr.
The most
Soz?
important thing is,
my understanding is that, have I to answer? My understanding is that Americans have to answer many questions. After all, Mr. Fai was operating in that country on their soil for more than 20 years. But as far ISI is concerned, I want to say that ISI will do what it has been tasked to do by the successive governments in Pakistan. And we must do whatever is our perception according to that. So, if ISI is wrong, we have to be right all the time. So, as for Indians traveling there, they can't be blamed. They sometimes don't know which money, with what money the seminar has been organized. It was topical.
Mr. Soz, you are the highest. You were the highest-ranking minister from Kashmir in Government of India. Why don't you probe the funding of Syed Ali Shah Gilani? Don't we all know that it is common? It is common. Ghulam Nabi 5 and Syed Ali Shah Gilani have Jamaat roots. They both have common funding from ISI. Why don't you probe this? Why do you give all the luxuries to Syed Ali Shah Gilani?
And
he comes to Delhi, he gives hate speech, he shares platform with 32-page, these writers and these people who love to call themselves foreign policy analysts. Why don't you simply probe? I, as an ordinary Kashmiri today, appeal. I, as a journalist, I, as a thinker, appeal to you because you are in Congress. Congress is ruling the government. Why don't you probe the Kashmiri separatists?
Kamal Mitra Chinoy, I'd like to know from you, will you be, and do you think after this, people will be a little bit more careful with where the generous source of funds for these so-called peace conferences comes from? Or is that not a matter of consideration at all in the future?
I don't think it's the generous source of funds. I think it is the ideology that is being sought to be propagated. The ideology that is being sought to be propagated is much more serious. The funds actually are used to propagate that viewpoint amongst the US congressmen and senators or British members of the House of Representatives and Commons and so forth. So I would certainly be more careful in future.
Professor Saab, I want to ask you one question.
Ghulam Nabi 5, I said one thing is not one thing is not something that we can compromise on, and that is the rights of the Kashmiris.
Professor Saab,
And I think that was
this-
made
this
clear
is-
to him
this
even
is-
by Kuldeep Nair.
Mr. Kamal Mitra
and,
Chinoy, Mr. Kamal Mitra
others.
Chinoy, last
So I
year in
think
India
there has been
International
a bliss
Center,
of a
I was there, Times Now
misrepresentation
cameraman was
of the
there.
entire
You had
dialogue
organized a
and-
Kashmir seminar. It isn't just United States. It is New Delhi, it is Brussels, it is London. Last year in India International Center, you organized a seminar on Kashmir. When Kashmiris want to participate and put their anguish
You
on
don't allow.
stage, you threw away Kashmiris. I was part of that. Arnab had covered that story and I was thrown out.
And that's why you should not try to behave innocent.
Flower
We
pots,
know
flower
the
pots.
intentions of Kuldeep Nayyar. We know the intentions of Sanjay Kak. We know the intentions of other people around with them who go to the seminars. You can't behave innocent. If tomorrow, I just want to ask a question. If tomorrow Dawood calls you for a seminar, will you go? Will you go to attend a Dawood seminar if it is not FAI? For us, for India, Dawood and FAI are the same. Don't you? Is it not your duty to find out who the man is, who the person is who's organizing?
I think the point simply is you say what can't be compromised. I think we all agree what cannot be compromised is our sovereignty. And I don't think, with all respect to you, Professor Chinoy, you're far more experienced than I am. And I don't think the ISI is a great custodian of Indian sovereignty. In fact, anything but. And therefore, we may be needing
No,
to
I
be a
never
little
said
bit more
that.
careful on that. So, no, the source of funds is
But
a
I
question.
never said that, Arnab.
No, you said, I'm only making a point to you that the ISI is not.
It was a technical point. It was a technical point about the quantum of funds.
No, now that you go, now that you know, will you go to any ISI funded seminar? Directly or indirectly? No, you won't.
No.
Arnab,
I think that answers the question.
No.
Arnab, I just want to make a point through you, Arnab. One is that all these people who have gone to these seminars, there should be a thorough probe, a thorough inquiry, and the inquiry should be live telecast the way it happened yesterday
Well,
on these two journalists.
that's your point of view. We must give them the benefit of doubt. Maybe they did not know. And as Professor Chinoy honestly admits, had he known, and now that he knows, he won't go. So I think, we can leave it at that. But there are lessons here. Gentlemen, I must wrap it up only for want of time at this point. Mr. Hilali, before I let you go tonight, now that FAI is gone, hopefully the ISI won't try and prop up some new Mr. FAI in America. Probably, Pakistan has learnt its lessons.
Yeah,
from
well, you
this one.
see, yeah, quite right. I think that what you really need to now do is that as you want to know the opinion of whether Indian opinion is according to that or Pakistani opinion is the opinion of the Kashmiris or yours or other people's, why don't you just hold a plebiscite as you promised? You'll get the answer for the Kashmiris and let's abide by their decision. Simple enough.
You missed
Why
the-
are you keep on trying to say they
Mr.
agree
Mr.
with
Hilali,
us, they don't
already
agree
changed
with
the
you.
demography.
Why don't you
Mr.
just have
totally
a
played with the
plebiscite?
Mr. Hilali, I have something to
cross-border
submit.
terrorism.
Mr. Hilali, I have submit something.
Arnab, that is not right.
Go on, Mrs. Chinoy.
Arnab, that is not right. There are a lot of Kashmiris who would vote in the middle path. And
Absolutely.
they are not represented by Pakistan.
But the middle path isn't plebiscite.
Okay, well, I think Mr. Hilali, we just lost the line with him. He just missed the news of the last elections where a lot of people actually went and tried to disrupt the whole election process, but the people of India, the people of Jammu and Kashmir voted. Gentlemen, FAI or no FAI, let there be FAI on FAI, let there be no more FAIs and no more exposés we need to do. Gentlemen, thank you very much.